Job's wife, I promised that I would give a follow-up video to the other video I shared about, like, I wish I knew more about Job's wife, like, my 2-year-old, why she stands out to me. Like, I kind of felt that connection with her through her grief journey. My assistant. But in that video, I shared, like, I wish we just knew more. Like, I felt like she got a bad rap because of her one line in scripture that she gives, where it talks, what is it? Job chapter 2, verse 9 through 10, where she comes out and sees Job, like, basically scraping the sores off of him. And she says, "Are you still maintaining your integrity? Like, curse God and die." And then we pretty much do not hear from her for the rest of scripture in Job. And some people would comment and like, "I thought she died too." Like, and then some people were like, "Well, I thought that he got a new wife at the end of the chapters." So this is what I found strictly from scripture and not doing any other research, okay? If you look in chapter 29, verse 5, it mentions the days when his children were around him. And this is what it says. So again, chapter 29, verse 5, this is Job talking. He says, "When the Almighty was still with me and my children were around me." So that right there led me to believe, okay, if he lost his wife too, then I feel like he pretty much would have mentioned it here. And then in chapter 31, verse 10, he mentions his wife. So let's read that one. It says, "Then he's talking about, if my heart has been enticed by a woman, or if I have lurked at my neighbor's door, then may my wife grind another man's grain, and may other men sleep with her." So that right there tells me that his wife is still present. She's in the picture with him. All right, now let's read chapter 42, which is the last chapter, and it's verse 11, okay? So let's see, and it says, "All his brothers and sisters and everyone who had known him before came and ate with him in his house." So that kind of confirmed with me right there that she was still in the picture. And so I'm still gonna like try to find some other things to kind of, I don't know, just study it more. I love studying the history of this. And like I said, we don't know a lot about Job's wife. She doesn't have a name. And I feel like these scriptures right here confirm that she was with him on this grief journey. She was with him on this conversations with God. And, she was on her own grief journey. And this one scripture that she says that, we really have to dive into be like the meaning of those words. Because we know Job shares a lot of his words, like his grief and his anger, and he says a lot of things in his grief. He pours out to God, and he has all these conversations with these friends, but we don't get to see Job's wife's grief in this, but that one line. And I guess if you really take that one scripture from her, you truly do have to understand and look at her pain as well. She was the mother of these children of Job. She lost all those children the same time he did. And then she's also witnessing her husband going through these physical sufferings. She lost her wealth, her family's income. So I like to be a little bit more understanding of Job's wife, because I feel like we just see that one line where she's at an extremely low point in her grief because she lost children. She lost a lot of things, and we have to remember her pain. And we also have to remember that as a married couple, like, you are one person. You share in your grief, and oftentimes the enemy tries to come in and separate you from one another in that grief. And this could have been that point at which the enemy was really trying to work on Job's wife, to encourage Job to curse God and die. I'm going to continue studying and try to share more stuff, what I learned. If you have any insight into this, please share and comment. I hope this was helpful. I just love talking about scripture, and I love diving deeper into it.